Hello. We're just going to wait a few minutes for people to arrive. Let me just bring the flowers into the picture a little bit more. I don't need to be in the center. So just sit back, guys. Just hello, Helen. Sit back, have a pause, come into the body, have a short period of what we can call unminding. Come out of this, come into this. Feel the body. Hello, Louise. I'll enjoy the silence. Kelly. Even though you're probably at home, you may well have been busy doing lots. So put all that down and come back. Come into the body. The mind may be busy. Hello, Natalie. Saguchita, hello. So this is coming live from the Cootie in a lovely little town in Leicestershire, right in the centre of England, I assume. And this is where we run our group courses, but obviously we're not doing any at the moment. Um, yeah, and we're running this from self-isolation to a home retreat to enable people to transform being at home, isolating themselves, to something, well, giving you a very simple program. If you click on the link, it'll take you to a page with free resources, free meditations and talks. I've just put some more on this morning. And so we're suggesting you take 3 periods each day, 15 to 20 minutes, and maybe 2 of those periods you listen to one of the meditations. And maybe in the third period, just do some stretching, walking, even if it's around in a circle, mindful walking meditation. So in the last session, I talked about nexting, and I just want to build on that. I'm not going to go into the story because you can listen to or you can listen to that on Monday's session, which is on the website on that page. But many of us spend most of our life doing what I call nexting. Now that might resonate with many of you. Nexting. So it's almost like this moment isn't it. This moment isn't enough. We want to be in the next moment. We want to be somewhere else doing something else. Because we have this belief, this assumption that there is something somewhere that is going to do it for us. Something is going to happen. We're going to find something or somewhere where somehow the secret of life will be revealed. But it's also almost like we are running away from this moment, from this, whatever we're doing. And we can spend most of our life like that. What if, let's assume something here. Let's play. What if a booming voice came from the heavens and said, you have to spend the rest of your life like this? Would you still wish it to end? Would you still next your time away, wanting to get to the end? See, life is made up of very simple activities, very simple. Um, it may be having a cup of coffee, walking down the street. It may be texting a friend. It may be washing the dog. See, that is our, right now, this is our life. It's all we have. And each moment of our life is all we have. Anything outside of that is merely a thought or a memory or the imagination, which are all thoughts, all mind created. But this is our life. The sound of the traffic. But see what happens. Hello, Jill, Ian, Angie. Hello, Sharon. See what happens? We have this view. This is not it. There's something better to come, or something worse. So it's like we get caught between, we fluctuate between hope and fear. We hope what will happen and fear what might happen. And we get caught in there. And that can be, well, it's very uncomfortable to say the least. When the joy of life is calling us from picking up a pen. But that's not it. There's better, there's better things to do in life than picking up a pen. But when you pick up a pen, that is your life then. That's all you have. But we have this assumption that, is that better? We have this assumption. See, that's it. Oh. We have this assumption somewhere that we need to be somewhere else. And the whole of mindfulness, the whole of, call it practice, meditation practice, is noticing what takes us away and learning, that's not the best term, but of familiarizing ourselves with what's here. Each moment of life is precious. We don't see it. Get this over and done with. Get on to the next moment. What happens? The mind is like a hungry stomach. It's never satisfied. And most of us live in our mind. So we're never satisfied. So this moment isn't enough. Of course it's not enough. Because I'm hungry for something else. But we're not quite sure what we're hungry for. But it's certainly not this. It's certainly not washing the dog. It's certainly not walking up the stairs. I'll get through that, then get on to the real stuff. It's like I'm going to tell you a story. Hi, Pauline. It's one of my favourite stories. Then I'm going to read you a short story. There was an old monk called Haquin. He's 90 years old. He has a friend. He's an abbot, a master of a monastery, and he wants to go see his old friend Basho. He's 90 years old. They were ordained together at 8 years old, so they're old friends, and they know how to have a good time. So he gets his monks and nuns together, says, "Look, I'm going away for a week to see my old friend. And if I don't come back, because he's a Zen master and he's under no illusions that he's going to live forever, you're in charge." And he chooses one of the nuns, look after each other and practice well. So he goes off to see Basho. They have a wonderful time. Things with Zen masters, you don't quite know what you're going to get from them. They're very compassionate, but they're also very like that when they need to be. Don't quite know what you're going to get. And they have a wonderful time. They get drunk on their sake, their rice wine. Hello, Anne. And it's time to leave. So they give each other a hug and say, "Well, if we're still here, I'll see you in the fall, in the autumn. You can come to me," Aquin says. So he's on his way back. And just before he returns, his lovely cleaning lady thinks to herself, "Oh, I'm going to clean his room for him. That's what I'm going to do." So she goes into his room. Cleaning lady adores him and he adores her. He's been around for generations, with a kindly ear for any troubles. She goes into his room, she's cleaning it and swiping that and wiping over here. And then she picks up his favourite vase. You know what's going to happen, don't you? Picks up his favourite vase. And he cherishes the vase. And he picks it up. And she's picking it and she's wiping it. And then she drops it. 1,000 pieces on the floor. And just at that moment, the door handle creaks open. And in steps the Zen master. And she looks round at him. And he walks up to her, looks her in the eyes, and says, "Don't you worry, my dear. I got that vase for pleasure, not for pain." Now, why was he able to do that? I'm going to connect it to the preciousness of life. But why was he able to do that? The vase was precious to him. Well, he knew that, deep in his bones and his cells, that all things are impermanent. It's very easy to say he wasn't attached, but it seems not. But also that she was more important than it. Her well-being was more important than the vase, even though he cherished the vase. And she did it by accident. Now, I'm going to read you a short story. And we're going to pull it together. This is called The Cracked Mug. The death of a loved one changes our lives forever. Even the deaths of those we don't know, such as the thousands who die in natural disasters, which is similar to what's happening now. There are people dying. Alters the way we think. Hello, Jan, Liz. Death is a fact of life, and when understood, it teaches us how to care. Many years ago in Thailand, my teacher Ajahn Chah raised his ceramic mug, just like this one. This is a vase, but for now it's a mug, okay? "See this," he told us, "it has a crack in it. Now, if I could pass this to you, you'd see that it has a crack in it." It's not there, but it has a crack in it. Okay. I looked closely at the mug, but I could see no crack. No. The crack is invisible now, Ajahn Chah continued, but it's there. One day someone will drop this mug and the crack will appear and split my mug apart. That is its destiny. But if my mug were made out of plastic, explained Ajahn Chah, then it would have no such destiny and no invisible crack. You could drop it, knock it, kick it, and it would not break. You could be heedless because it was unbreakable. But because my mug is fragile, for that reason, you must care for it. In the same way, he explained, your body has a crack in it. The crack is invisible now, but it's there. It's called your future death. One day there will be an accident, a disease or old age. Then the crack will appear and you will die. That is your destiny, like the ceramic mug, not the plastic one. If your life lasted forever, Ajahn Chah continued, if your life were unbreakable like a plastic mug, then you could be heedless. So it is precise because our lives are fragile, because it is our destiny to die, that we must care. Understanding that relationships are also fragile, like a ceramic mug, is why we must care for each other. Comprehending that happiness has a crack in it. That the way we live our life, going merrily on our way, won't we? But it has a crack in it. Look. That happiness has a crack in it teaches us never to take joy for granted. Realizing that our lives will one day break apart makes us see that each moment is precious. But most of us, most of the time, treat our life like it were a plastic mug. We don't see the preciousness of it because we don't realize that there's a crack here. And see, one of the aspects of mindfulness, of meditation, it's not about feeling good all the time. It's about realizing there's a crack in life. And only when you see that crack, when you see it for yourself in your own experience, nobody can tell you this. When you see it, when you feel it, that's when the joy begins to arise. The appreciation, the gratitude of life. But thank you, Christine, but if we keep seeing life as like a plastic mug, we don't see it because, and see, this moment, we treat each moment like a plastic mug. There's many to come. And so instead of we carry on nexting. Thanks, Liz. So that's why sometimes we call our sessions. Want to be careful what I say. Don't get into trouble. Let me put it another way. The whole purpose of practice is to see this. Is to realize that my happiness has a crack in it. The society has a crack in it, and it's just happened. It's just appeared. So our work is to see this crack, is to feel this crack. Each breath has a crack in it. It comes to an end, and a beginning, and an end. So I want to do a meditation, guide us through a meditation, where we begin to, because realizing this crack in life is also realizing our intimate connection with life, our interconnected with the planet, with life, with each other, because we all have a crack in us. There's a crack in life, and that's where the joy is. It comes through the crack. So I'm going to guide us through a meditation. I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter than I would normally. Thank you, Olivia. Let me just, to some people, realizing there's a crack in life. So a lot of people will think, oh, that's depressing. It's the opposite. The opening to reality is where happiness is where peace is. We have to turn and open ourselves and give ourselves to reality. And one of the assumptions that we take is that I am separate. I'm here, and life is something that happens to me. I'm not a part of life, and it makes us feel lonely. And particularly at a time like this, there's a lot of loneliness. Thank you, Jane. Hello, Marissa. So I'm going to guide us through a meditation on the interconnectedness of life. So just sit back. Best close your eyes for this one. So a human being, human being is made up of four what we call gross elements: the earth, water, heat, and air. Yes, Bernie, lovely. There are two more subtle ones, space and consciousness. But for now, we're going to focus on the four more obvious ones. So what's this body made up from? What's it made from? Let's have a look at this body. Where does the earth come from? Keep your eyes closed and just allow yourself to feel this. The body is made of earth. We take in the earth through food, comes into the body, and becomes the body. But the earth that we take in belongs to the universe, belongs to the planet. It's only borrowed. And each time we go to the toilet or we shed skin, every moment we're shedding skin, the hair falls out, that earth element returns back. Every moment it's returning back. It's this almost recycling unit. We take it in, it becomes the body for a while, and then passes back, returns to the universe. This earth element, it's not me and it's not mine. It's borrowed. The element of water. We take the water in. It nourishes the body, becomes the body. For every moment, through sweat, through the tear ducts, when we go to the toilet, it returns back to the universe. It comes in, becomes the body, and returns back. It has to return back. Try stopping it. Try to live without the water element that belongs to the universe. Try to live without the earth element. Take the earth element away. So this water element comes in and returns back each moment, evaporating from the body. This water element is not me and it's not mine. It belongs to the universe. Thank you, universe, for the loan of this water element. The element of heat. We take in the heat element through the food and water, ultimately from the sun. We take it in, it nourishes the body, it becomes the body. But every moment, this heat element is returning, radiating from the body. You try stopping it. It's just the nature of things. Stop taking the water element and the earth element, and the heat element is no more. All interdependent. This element of heat is not me, it's not mine. It doesn't belong to me, it's borrowed. It's not yours. So we can have some gratitude to the universe. Thank you. The element of heat is not me and it's not mine. Just silently repeat this phrase to yourself. It's not me, it's not mine. It belongs to the universe. And finally, the element of air. We take in the air, it nourishes the body, it becomes the body, but it comes in and then returns, comes in, then returns. Maybe 20, 30 times a minute, in and returns. You try to keep it. You try not to take it in. So all those four elements work together, interconnected. It's what makes up this body. Thank you, universe. The air is not me. It's not mine. It belongs to the universe. And just repeat to yourself this. It's not me. It's not mine. So I'm just going to take this a little bit further, just for a few minutes. These elements are given back. We take them in, and then they're given back. Take them in, given back. They're borrowed. But at some point, they're given back. They're returned back to the universe for the last time. And that's when the crack appears. Don't shy away from this final time. Just ponder it. Feel it. This is reality. We have to turn and face reality. This is what we're doing. The earth element breaks down, returns. But to become what? A flower? A snail? A tree? A rose bush? There's our interconnectedness with life. The water element goes back to the planet, to the earth, to the universe. To become what? The air element returns for the last time. Take our last breath. Then it's out. And the heat element slowly radiates back for the final time. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is a fact of life. And we're all made of the same stuff. We're all interconnected. We are intimately connected with each other. We share the same consciousness. We're all conscious. Even the space is given back. the space that this body takes up, even that's given back. Okay. So when we face this crack, that's when we start to appreciate and realize the preciousness of life. Okay, we open your eyes now, guys, and that practice is actually in the Buddhist tradition is called the six element practice, the four obvious elements, and space and consciousness. And myself and someone who was on here earlier, Sagra Chitta, we did that on our ordination course in Spain. And I think we did it every day for 2 weeks or a month. Did it every day, and personally, I found it liberating. From the usual point of view, it's like, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Nutcase. Well, I'd rather be a nutcase. Okay, guys, everybody okay with that? This meditation will be on that page that you have the address for, probably later today or tomorrow. Okay, so I'll be here again Friday, 12:15, and I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but thanks, Gemma. We'll do something. Okay, bye.